so now that I have the makeup in here, what I'm going to do is first start off by turning on the compressor, and I'm pressing that white button, the on and off button. And now you're going to do a little bit of releasing of the pressure, so you turn the knob a little to your left, and you hear the air releasing. Just put it on like a light to medium pressure, and then you can feel the air coming out. So now what you're going to do is pull back to release the foundation, and you can test this on your hand first or on a towel to make sure it's coming out. And here you can see it coming out on my hand. And I'm going to mix it a little more. And then what you're going to do is take it and do circular motions all over. And I'm slowly pulling it back. And now I'm doing circular motions all over. And it's very cool. You can focus it on areas that you want to cover more. And if you're doing it on yourself, be careful not to get yourself in their eye. You can have the clients close their eyes while you do this. And you definitely want to get on your eye because you're, adjusting any discoloration on the lid, and this will act as a primer for your eye makeup later on. And I'm doing circular motions all over. And you want to definitely get to the jaw, onto the neck, so there's no mask going on. And don't forget to get behind the nose, because people tend to miss that, like the profile area. And then up here, don't forget, I'm using really light pressure up here because I don't want to get it into my hair. And like I said, if there's any discoloration, just focus it right where you want to cover, like a pimple or anything. And you're doing light layers because you don't want the paint to drip. And like I said, on the eyes. And then when you want the, if you're done and you want it to dry, you don't have to push back the thing, just air's coming out, so you can dry your face. See, I'm not pushing back on the lever, I'm just drying my face now. So as you can see, that took all of 2 minutes, right? And the finished product looks very flawless and airbrushed. There's no discoloration anywhere. And you're gonna definitely give yourself time to have it dry because you don't want it to be sticky, and you don't want to put it on any other makeup until it kind of dries. And with this makeup, you don't need any kind of powder to set it because it can set itself, unless you do want a matte look, but then it kind of defeats the purpose of airbrush, which is generally more dewy. If you want, you can actually go back and put in a darker color to contour or a lighter color to highlight. And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to take some of that buttermilk and actually just put it in here and show you how I'm going to highlight. So what you have to do is you have to clean this out, and I'm just taking a tissue and I'm kind of cleaning out the well. And then I'm using the Graftobian Airbrush Cleansing Fluid. And it came in a bottle, but I had used this little spray pump because it makes it so much easier. And you're just going to spray it into here, and then you just kind of keep on spraying it out till it basically runs clear. And you can take a little bit of the cleansing fluid on a Q-tip and clean that out as well. So like I said, I'm taking a Q-tip and I'm kind of cleaning out the tip because a little paint gets stuck there. And now my airbrush is pretty clean, so I'm going to add the lighter shade Buttermilk. And I'm only going to use a few drops because I'm just going to use it on small areas I want to highlight, which is basically right here on my cheekbone, just where you would regularly highlight. 4 drops. And I'm going to put the cap back on. And I'm going to put this on very, very low pressure because you don't want this to spread all over the place. The lower the pressure, the more control you have. Okay, so I'm just pulling the dial just a tiny bit to the left. And you can feel the pressure when you start to release it, how light it is. And then I'm going to slowly pull back. And then I'm pulling back and I'm just getting this right on top of my cheekbones. See where it's hitting the light? And you can, it's such low pressure that you could even go down the center of your nose. And then I'm going to get a little bit on this side. little on my chin. A little bit on the middle of my forehead. And then you could even get some under here to do more of a cheek highlight, like the reverse contouring method. And remember to do light circular motion so you can blend it. So as you can see definitely the planes of my face are raised a little bit more with the highlighting. And here's a trick. If you mess up and you get too much of a glob of color on your face, all you need to do is take one of these dual stippling brushes, and if you just like pat it on top, you can correct any like little blotches like that. And this is a trick I learned from trial and error, because sometimes the airbrush might squirt too much color on one side, and if you use a regular brush, like a regular foundation brush, or your fingers, it's gonna look like you have a paint dent. It's not gonna look right. But if you use a dual stippling brush and just kind of dap it, it's going to fix it. So that's a tip for you guys. So this is my airbrush face. Really, without the talking and explaining, you can airbrush someone's face in 2 minutes because it's so quick like that. And if you give it time to dry, you can actually combine powder products on top as well. So my face is pretty much dry. So I'm going to show you another product which I really love from Graftobian, and it's their blush palette. This is their warm palette. And as you can see, they have a bunch of blushes on here. And they have pinky, peach, really bright pink, and even a red. And this palette is so pretty. I really, really like it a lot. It's very warm tone, so it's very flattering. And like I'm going to show you, like I said, you can combine powder and products on top of the airbrush. Just give it time to dry. I've done it where I've just airbrushed somebody one color really quick, and then I just highlight and contour with a powder product. So I'm going to take this bright pink color, which is really pretty. It's like a watermelon color right here. And I'm using my dual stippling brush again. And I'm just going to put it right on top. And this is so bright and pigmented. This is amazing. I love their blushes because they're so high quality. They're like NARS blushes in terms of the pigmency. And I just dotted it on with my SS187. And it still looks just airbrushed to perfection. But now I have a little color on my cheeks. If you want, you can also airbrush. There's airbrush cheek color as well, but this is a little bit quicker and easier, so you don't have to change the colors in your airbrush gun. So this is the final look. I hope this helped you guys out learning how to airbrush, and definitely check out Graftobian.com for all these products for the Glam Air Airbrush Beauty Makeup, the High Def Glamour Cream Foundations, the Walk-Around Airbrush System. All of it is amazing, and I definitely recommend Graftobian for your kit and for your own personal use. Check out makeupbyrinrin.com for a full entry, and until next time, have a great night. Ciao, fellas.